Hey. Welcome back to another exhilarating episode of Better Products by Design. I'm your host, Harko, and today, oh boy, do we have a show for you. We are joined by none other than Leticia, a powerhouse in the UX community. She's not just a designer, but a community creator, educator, and a legit catalyst for a change in the UX world. Leticia, thanks for being with us today. Now, let me spill some tea here. Leticia is the incredible founder of IterateUX, a global playground for anyone and everyone in UX. And we are not just talking designers, but researchers, engineers, writers, and managers. You name them. We are all part of this buzzing hive, from killer events to job boards, design challenges, content that makes you go, wow, I never thought of that, and giveaways that make Christmas come early. Iterate's UX has it all. So you can bet we're gonna dig deep into Leticia's journey from Argentina to Canada and how she and her co-founder Padma turned IterateUX into a legend it is today. So strap in, it's gonna be a ride. So welcome Leticia to the show. So just a quick intro, Leticia. Let's just start at the beginning. Would you like to tell about the audiences about yourself?
Of course. First of all, thank you for such a beautiful welcome. Super warm words from your point of view. I wish I could be that woman for the UX community, but yeah, that's me. I don't believe I'm super humble. But it's a nice introduction. Thank you so much for the time and inviting me to be here. And it's my pleasure. So I will start with the questions. I will happy to share what we have built with Padma and what is the goal for IterateUX as well. But let's start with my journey.
Sure thing. So I think we'd like to know what inspired you from moving from Argentina to Canada.
Yeah. I think for Latin America countries there we are facing multiple political problems. Like in my country particularly is the economy problems. So the first of all, my husband and I wanted to move from Latin America, and so we started looking for North America, where since we both are in tech, we wanted to explore new opportunities and grow in our careers. For me, UX design, and for him, growth engineer. And so we were like digging into the US, how to jump there. We have some family in Orlando, but it was not working well, the visa, and we wanted to go legally in where we are going, right? Mm-hmm. So then I reached out to some friends, and then she was living here in Canada, in Vancouver, and she sent me some pictures about the city, and it was incredible because it has all the seasons. The nature that surrounds the whole city is incredible. Summer is beautiful, winter is amazing as well. So it's like, okay, it looks like it's a good opportunity, it's a good place to live, and it's a very good place to grow in your career as well. And my husband applied for the study visa, and along with that, I got the work visa.
Oh, that's good. So I think we need to understand what were the key moments that you Canada it is.
Yeah, I think that understanding how is Canada as well, and what drives us in terms of what is our priorities, what we don't negotiate at all, right? Mm-hmm. I think that, of course, the balance and the stability that we have in Canada is way better than we can get in Latin America. The second thing is opportunity, technology. and we are in the technology space, right? North
Yeah.
America, North America is that, right? So you can grow really fast here because you are in the right place. But today, after pandemic, everything changed.
Yeah.
However, we never know that will happen because we moved. We were planning to come in 2019.
Okay.
So before pandemic,
Hmm.
it was that. So
But
after,
but you guys like came in during pandemic or like
yeah,
before?
exactly.
Ah.
We came 2 weeks before pandemic. We arrived, no kidding, that we arrived March 2nd,
Hmm.
and the lockdown in Canada was in the 15th of March.
Uh,
So we just arrived. We were just exploring the city, enjoying all the pictures we were looking for so long, live, and it was super fun, super exciting moment for both of us. And then lockdown, and you could say, okay, we have a lockdown and we need to find some jobs. Okay, let's wait 1-2 weeks more. Maybe it will end. It will be normal
mhm.
again. And never happened.
So, like
It
any
was.
cultural shock or funny stories when you first arrived?
Oh, wow, so many. First, the language. Um, First, the
Yeah, I
language.
remember like you had hard time, coping up with English.
Exactly. Um, I had to push myself really hard to learn English. Mm, because I was stuck here. I couldn't go down. I couldn't find a job. So I have to put myself really hard on speaking English and learning really hard.
I think you've
I
done a good job.
I did a good job though. I'm not perfect in English, but I learned a lot and I keep improving my skills, English skills, even though in communication, writing, and but I'm getting there. I think I'm more confident now. But yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges. But
Mm.
what comes to the English as well is um, the way that Canadians connect to each other. That is different than Americans connect to each other, right? But in North America, they have a really straightforward communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Latin America, we say so many words to
Ah,
we are not straightforward communicators,
okay.
right? So I have to really reorganize my way of say things in a
Mhm.
more organized way, and that's what I did, right?
Great, great. So Leticia, like, you've got like a rich background in like graphic design, right? Before switching to UX, like, uh, would I like to understand like what sparked this transition?
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing. It's a good one to start design graphic design and then transition to UX is a good starting point from a UX designer. Um, because I think the background of graphic design gave me the principle of design. I believe that principle of design is part of my nature, in my opinion. Like I can see what is wrong in design. I have attention to detail in anything, in everything I design, everything I design. I mean, I
Okay.
design everything that it
But
happen in
wouldn't
my.
it be like easier for a graphic designer to move to like a UI design space rather than
It
UX?
is
Because
easier. It is easier if you think in the UI point of view. In the
Mhm.
interface point of view, yes, it is easier because you already have the design skills, But now the people who
I
has
mean, you're
graphic design
pushing
skills,
pixels all the way.
yeah, you have the design tools in
Mhm.
your skill sets, so
Yeah,
you don't need to develop that much of things. What you need to develop is the UX part, the
yeah.
research part, is
So you
the
had to
what
like
the one.
go ahead and do the learning again for the UX part.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
So
did. Yeah.
Yeah. So like just trying to understand like what exactly were those skills you were like able to take from graphic design and then transfer it to UX?
I think it's understanding as well that we are in my career in graphic design. I understood that I don't design for myself. I have to understand the target audience to be able to design something for them, right? Not for me. So I started from that point. I know my design skills are okay. I has latest trends always because I love to explore new trends. But at the same time, sometimes the audience, they don't require the latest trends in design. They just require some simple things, right? Some simple interfaces or simple designs.
Yeah.
Right? So it will depend on understanding your target audience, how you're going to develop or design something for them, right? That is going to be for them, not for you. So understanding for that point, not every graphic designer understand that. That's one of the things to say, that's to be
Sure
honest.
thing.
So this is one of my principles in design, that I need to do things for the right people. And that meaning I have to understand that people, how they work, how they do things. And I understand, I did a post-graduation in branding, as I'm branding specialist. And one of the processes that we run in branding is the research part and the implementation part after research, until putting the brand in every single element. Could be in a physical space, or could be in a paper,
Yeah, the
or
requirement gathering and the stakeholders understanding, I think like that comes from there.
exactly. The strategic part came from branding as well. The research part came from branding as well. So that's my process, I will say. What bring me to UX, and what excites me more about UX is that it's definitely from the user to the user, right? It's just for them, and we need to dig really deeply in their mental models and their behaviors, challenge ourselves as a professional to really understand them and deliver the most out of the product.
Great,
For
great. So like you are in Canada, right? And like wanting to understand like what were your initial impressions of like the design communities out there during that time in Canada? And I like remember like Grace as well, like started Design Buddies. I think like that was back in April 2020 during the
yeah,
same time.
yeah.
Yeah, so like what was your initial impression about it, like this entire space when you moved into design?
Yeah, I mean, first, I wanted to bring on top here that I came just in the pandemic. So everything, like Grace was putting design bodies at the same time, like me. Well, because she wants to explore connect with a lot of designers. She wants to meet more friends. We have to meet more friends and things like that during pandemic. And for me, it was different. The goal for me was like, I need to learn. I need to push myself. I need to just talk with people. I need to bring these people on board who wants to learn from others. So that was the dynamic from the beginning from us, from IterateUX. So that is one of the biggest difference I will say we found between the two of the design communities. Different, but most of them are absolutely valuable, super super nice to address different things and different needs as well, right? So coming back to the question, I think that you can repeat the question, please, because I think I
Yeah,
forget
sure.
it.
I mean, like the initial impressions, like just want to understand like what made you start, the process for
Yeah.
like creating this online community, like this
Yeah.
wonderful community at RadioX.
Yeah, it's a great journey, I will say. How was the beginning, the first steps? I was in this situation that I told you. You can imagine how desperate I was to get out there. And here in Canada, there was not virtual communities for UX. There was not virtual community at all, I will say. So I joined here, I arrived here, I arrived here in Canada, and I already submit for, I don't know, 2 or 3 meetups by day to meet
Ah,
people, to get out there. And
so those
then
are like random like people in design field, like product designers, UX designers out there.
yeah, pretty much before pandemic, it was completely in person.
Okay.
It was randomly some Zooms. It was pretty much in-person events. It was super nice, to be honest. It's getting back again to normal. But now since we have Zoom, you can do have hybrid, right? But anyway, so what happened in that time when you came in Canada is like in pandemic, I didn't close the door to other countries because it's when I will the most learn. I will learn the most, right? I don't have to close the door to Canada or Vancouver only.
Yeah.
I can learn so much from American people or even, Indian. Why not? Of course. I learned so much from Panama, and you can imagine.
Yeah, coming to
So,
that, like I think everybody wants to know that great story,
yeah.
like about meeting Padma and then
Yeah, oh
starting
my
this at
God. I cannot wait to talk to that part because one of the things that I really love about IterateUX is my relationship with her, and I extremely value that for beyond the brand we built together.
So how
It's
did it start? Like you
yeah,
just let us know, like spill the beans.
totally super happy to share. How we started this? I connected with one person named Adam Gomez. He's from the US. He lives in Portland. And I started connecting. Hey, you know what? We can bring some people. I was just asking him if we can meet some people. He can invite some people from his network and to a design session or a design hangout type of event. I said, yeah, we had, and I learned so much that first day. Without having English in my mind, I was like absorbing not only English, but absorbing design processes, ideas, communication, and like, okay, this is super huge for me, and I need to keep doing this because I can have so much value. I ended up like, oh, this is a lot. This is too much. For a non-English speaker, this is too much. So yeah, so I keep doing that. I keep doing designs events every week with Adam. Ended up like it did after 2 months. We did a brand. It was IterateUX because UX is iteration itself. So it's constant communication, constant learning, constant, like keep growing, right? So this was the concept behind it. And for the other part, we started, okay, so this is helping me. So I'm inviting people. I was just managing the social media back
So it was
then.
just three of you guys, like when it
We
was
were
starting?
two.
Two.
We
Okay.
were two, Adam
You
and
and
myself.
Padma. Oh, Adam
No,
and you.
no. Adam and myself. Adam was inviting people. Between those people were Padma, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then Padma started jumping and helping me on design challenge. We have the first design challenge in 2020 in August, I think. I remember in August we did something like that because there was a lot of asking. People were asking for having design challenges, some projects to have fun and while learn and share to each other. And this is what I really like here in North America. we share without knowing each other. And
Yeah.
I don't go to know your name or your last name, or what's your family doing, or where are you from. I know you are capable, and I can learn from you, and you can learn from me. And that's the genuinity that I found really valuable here in North America. I really love it. And it's like, wow, this is amazing. Super open mindset, really open people to keep pushing together. And it's like, this is super powerful. Why not to explore more in this area? So like, okay, design challenge. Let's put together a team. We have, back then, 2020 was 4 or 5 teams. Padma was in my team. Yeah, 4 or 5 teams in Discord. Like, let's do it. I create different topics. Everyone was running different topics. You have to define one topic and just keep the. And I learned the whole process, because in Latin America, the process back then was not that clear, right? And even though UX process is in English in Latin America, either way, right? So
Okay.
yeah. So Ken, cool. It was nice. I learned that. We finished the whole process. It was super successful. We enjoyed so much, and La Padma was looking for her job at the same time. So we started connecting, and she was just jumping to help so much. Very, like, super open as well, super passionate. And I saw her like super enthusiastic, like, hey, let's do this and the other. Like, wow, this girl is beyond, right?
Okay.
It's like, since we were talking with Adam, and Adam has family, and when you have family, it's a little bit hard to follow a community, which is just volunteer-based activities. He's like, okay, I need to step back. And in the meantime, I was just working with a Latin America person as well. She lives here. She's Liz. She was a short period of time with me, helping me out, transitioning from my Spanish to English. So she helped me to get to Padma easier. And then Padma, Liz was stepping away as well because she found a job, and she couldn't get again with me. So it's like, okay, I will ask Padma if she want to be my co-founder.
But this
I
is
will.
like, how do you think like this is the person I want to start with? Like
Yeah,
she is
because
the right one.
it was not starting a community, in my opinion, in the beginning. It was not the idea to start a community, but it turned into a community, right? Because we wanted to have the same learning experience. We want to learn from each other. I am not just for hanging out events, right? We tried to do hangout events, but it was not working, meaning that was not experience of IterateUX. So it doesn't matter. That's even better. Like, we just need to do things for
And I
learning. Why
think
not?
like at that time, like lot of people were like moving and switching to UX and product design. And then I
Tech,
think like people were looking for boot camps, and General Assembly really kicked off during that time, and Springboard. Um,
everything.
and I think like they didn't offer much. I think like that's something which we will cover later, but yeah, definitely. So like understanding like how did you like go from an idea to like an actual community? Like you told
Yeah,
like you started with this idea
yeah.
for like helping out students who want to transition. Like how does this turn into an actual community?
Okay. We were, I was, while I was exploring the whole new environment that I was living in, Adam and I, we were, okay, let's bring those people we have in our events, let's invite them to a Discord, and let's start a small community. Okay, yeah, let's do it. So we did it, and after 2 months, as I mentioned, we created IterateUX brand. We created the Discord channel. We have some meeting IO, something like that. There was a event type of Eventbrite type of cheap per se for us. And we started making invites for people to talk about particular situations. We get Zoom Premium and started by people every week. And that was event-based community per se, right?
Okay.
And then we slowly transitioned to a more hands-on experience community. What I mean is like we do more design challenges, or we do interview mocks, or we do portfolio review with something that is more actionable. It is not relevant for them. It's not just talking about UX or just talking about information architecture, and that's all, you know. So that was why I did, okay, I need help anytime. I need a person, because it was less than a year and I had to change 2 co-founders. And that's stressful because like I wanted to keep doing it because I found really valuable. And I found that so many people, it was super happy to learn from that. So like, why not to keep doing it? And I need another person to handle another tasks or give me hints. You know, I don't want it to. I am strongly believer of collaboration is powerful. So I just need another person to have the same commitment as me, and that was Padma. I was not even saying anything. She was popping up every time. She was saying, "Hey, you know, we can do this.
She's really great. She was the one who onboarded me to IterateUX.
Yeah.
And had a really great experience.
Yeah, I know. I can imagine. My experience with her, I think Padma should be on the stage as well in your podcast anytime.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
need to push her. I'm trying to push her, but it's not that it's not a public speaker yet, but she will do it. Yeah. That's great experience that I have. I mean, everything with her was organic. Everything in UX was organic, and this is the way I really like to address things. And if people will be internal in the community as a volunteer, as a member, it needs to be organic. And us, we need to find, as a volunteer or as a founder or as a co-founder or as a member, if we need to understand what the other people needs and what I need to be able to continue here, to be here, right? If I don't provide the value,
definitely. I think like that shows in the vibe of the community. Like, I would request all the audiences to just follow the link and join IterateUX. It's a wonderful community to find like-minded people, and you can have a bunch of resources as well, from design challenges to resources. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people helping out each other, so you'll find someone like you to be there. uh so yeah, I think like we missed one where we wanted to understand like the initial challenges that were faced by you, and like how did you overcome them?
the first challenges, the biggest challenge I will say, because it was not the first, it was many. Like being entrepreneur is not simple. It's not easy, and you have to deal with conflict over time, all the time, and that's okay. As long as you pass them, that's okay. But the most challenging thing was getting the right person to my side, because that was the foundation of everything. The foundation of everything we can build is to have the same person with the same passion, even though they have to learn things. Doesn't matter, because they will learn. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of the advices I can give to people who wants to do a book community or build something. If you are going to do alone, that's okay. But if you can do it together with someone, you can go further, right?
Yeah.
And finding that balance that I found with Padma is something beyond beautiful, because the journey, it makes better. Yeah, the
Sure thing.
journey of getting there makes way better, and the value that drive us, the two of us, are similar, right? We are super passionate. She's a hard worker. I do have work too. In the meantime, when you were coming here in the community, I had to step back because I was in mat leave. I got my baby, and for the audience who have babies, you barely sleep. So yeah, I couldn't, to be honest, I couldn't dare. I tried sometimes when the baby was sleeping to go and see what Palma needs, something like that, but I couldn't continue.
Yeah, but she was there all the
But
time
she
and
was
handling
doing, yeah, and
flawlessly.
she was managing, and she was building something big, and she put IterateUX in another spot, right? In another spot,
Definitely.
completely
Yeah.
high. And but that's what drives her, right? And now the two of us, we are in the same boat. We are, right, we are the co-founders, and with the same mission, and we are, yeah, just looking for the strategy upcoming years for IterateUX as a nonprofit, because we are not only a community, we are a nonprofit organization now. So it's another story, a little bit more, serious.
Yeah. Get it. So all right, let's just lighten things a bit up. We'll have like a fun rapid fire round.
Yeah,
So you ready to go?
yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So first one, like one word to describe the IterateUX community.
One word: collaboration.
Okay. What's the most exciting part about leading a community?
Jumping from all over the place, from being from the founder to a junior, to support everyone.
Your most eureka moment in UX.
Octables. We are octables. You are asking something else?
Yeah, your most eureka moment in UX. Like,
Eureka moment. In UX, you can cut this part because I need to think, what is eureka?
okay, so it's basically like the aha moment.
Okay.
Like something that clicked and you're like, oh yeah, this is something which I really like.
Okay. For design process or for IterateUX itself?
In UX.
For the aha moment. Okay. Just running a really complex project, and I have done a workshop for multiple people, and that they share multiple pain points, and discovering that they work in the same environment, they work in the same kind of team, and they don't connect to each other, they don't know each other, and they have the same pain points. And we put together them in a whiteboard, and they were saying, okay, in this section of the flow, I did this way, and the other person was doing this, the other. So this person, the first person, was doing quick iterations, quick processes. She templatized the process, and the other person was spending 3 times more because of the lack of that template that she was doing. So they were starting connecting again for their workflow, and for each stage of the workflow that we were testing, there are situations like that. So it's a good aha moment, like a collaboration is powerful again. If you bring those people, you can optimize their workflow. If you can do constantly like these exercises, they can have a better communication, and silos will be shorter and shorter.
Sure thing. Toughest design challenge you have faced?
That one. The same
Nice.
one. It's the
If you
one.
could have dinner with any designer, dead or alive, who would it be?
Live, I will say Jacob Nielsen.
Okay. And your go-to playlist or song when you are deep into design project.
Uh, I don't have a music playlist. When I work, I work. I
Any
don't listen
song, particular song?
to any song. I
Any song?
don't.
Okay.
I'm in silence.
Okay.
Literally silence. I cannot tolerate my husband talking in a meeting either. I need to be in silence.
Okay.
My
One.
brain is 100% focusing one thing or multiple things, because in UX we
Yeah.
don't do one thing, or I don't do one thing.
Yeah. Sometimes like I also have to like turn down the music or just like put it on stop so that deeply focuses that. Great. One emerging technology you are super excited about.
There are multiples,
Don't
but
say
I'm
that.
super curious. No AI, because AI is nice. I'm not exciting for AI, but I'm excited for spatial design.
Ah,
Spatial design.
yeah, the
I
XR.
want to explore that part.
Okay.
I want to.
What's the future of UX in one sentence?
Uh, I would love to know it. I would love to know the future of the education as well, because I will expand a little bit here. But
Just
the
a short.
future of UX, I don't know. I don't know the future of UX. I think it's going to be double of UXers in the world, in the industry.
Or will it
There
be
is
replaced
for
by
sure it
AI?
will be double. Yeah, it will be more and more and more. Sorry, what you said?
Is it like, will it be replaced by AI? Like all the
No,
UXers? Really?
no.
Okay.
No, AI won't replace anything. No, no, it will change the game for our people. We need to be more like thinkers
Mm-hmm.
than than doing the UI, or doing making more things in less amount of time. So the the game will change, and those people who are jumping in UX are gonna bring those thinkers on the top
Mm-hmm.
of the pile.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Your
Otherwise,
sure,
yeah,
sure.
go ahead.
Just continue. Okay. Your best advice for combating like creative block.
You can repeat again the question.
Your best advice for combating creative blocks. So like people who like have creative block in their minds and they cannot
Is
like
it
work.
consistency?
Consistency. Yeah.
There's no. I mean, I was doing events in
Mm-hmm.
English without knowing English, so
Oh.
there is no better sample like that. I don't know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing, and I was
Definitely.
doing every single week. I did that, and I invited
Great.
someone, and I was iterating, and I was doing. But from 4 years, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
stop.
I think like
I
last
didn't
one
stop.
is a book every designer should read.
Oh, it will depend on the stage of the design you are. But I would recommend my first book that I read. It was "Don't Make Me Think."
Ah.
Um, that was the first book I read.
Mm-hmm.
Another book I will suggest to junior to mid level people will say, "Hooked." I love it. That book. Lean UX is a great book too for a woman leaning for leadership.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say UX is a combination of skills. There is no
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
way direction in UX. And it's like, yeah, you can learn the process, but at the same time, the real world is not going to be that. You have
Mm-hmm.
to adjust the context and the process
Mm-hmm.
to the problem, right? And the problem will be the deadline will be just run the whole product in 4 hours. It will be really fast sprints.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Leticia, that was a blast. You survived a fun rapid fire round. Thanks for being such a good sport and giving us a peek into the lighter side of you. Listeners, if you had your own questions, the answers to these questions, feel free to tweet them to us. We'd love to hear your picks. Now let's move on to what the future holds for IterateUX. As we wrap up, I just want to know what's next for IterateUX.
Okay, let's wrap up. All right. The next for this is exciting. This is super exciting. We are planning with Padma and the team, expanding IterateUX to a more. We are bringing more mentors, more. We are expanding this IterateUX brand that you have, a circle with 2 lines, 2 arrows. One is the junior that will strain their skills with the mentor, and the mentor will strain their skills by learning, by teaching or mentoring. So the whole experience of mentorship.
So you guys just came up with this concept, but it was earlier just made up.
Yes. The idea was that designs can be trained by designers. Designers can be trained by designers, and this is a good concept that I really believe, and I think everyone believes it. Every designer can notice it, and it happened at AWS. There are so many designers going there and learning from others, and others sharing their experience for free or charge. It will depend on the capability of their desire, right? But we learn by teaching as well. We learn by mentoring as well. And some, I don't remember who said that, but we need to keep learning. As if we are junior or we are a senior, we need to, as a senior or a principal or director, DVP of design, we need to be learn as a junior, right? This all the time.
Sure thing. Any upcoming events or initiatives you want to share?
We will start for in person. We don't have yet anything on the plate, but we are going to start thinking hybrid model for next year.
Okay.
So we're going to start jumping in-person events.
So are you gonna be limited to North America or any part of Asia as well?
I wish I could get Asia as well, but let's start with close here and then we can start going to that direction. But yeah, I mean, if we can do anywhere, it will be amazing, right?
Yeah, sure
It will
thing.
be amazing.
I think someone who's watching this would want to know what advice would you give to someone who's looking to start their own design community?
I love this. I love people who wants to start a community, and this is a hard work, and it will entail, maybe it won't give you money, it won't give you that, but it will give you skills that there is no course that will provide to you. So I will say that this is investment for skill, leveraging your skills, and help so many people if you do the right thing. If you do the right thing, and that's all the reward that you need.
And I think when you're helping people out there who really need you understand their pain points and you are able to deliver exactly what they require. I think you grow big.
Exactly. That's the thing. For example, if we I don't know. I understood, for example, for my events that we were putting in the beginning, comparing to design challenges, the response rate and the retention was way higher in the design challenges and the portfolio reviews than in the other things. Why is that? We started doing the research with Batman and the team, with Sita. We were putting people out there asking questions, why you do this? Like practicing UX research in our community. And it's like, I need to learn because I'm junior and I don't have money to expend on courses. They're so expensive and there is a lot of content out there, and community will help us to achieve this goal, right? We experience multiple people internally. For example, Alison, she was from New York, as she was doing the interview mocks. We put together the first interview mock with her and few recruiters, designer leads from multiple companies, developers, to run the interview mocks, the proper interview mocks, right? And she did the whole process. But at the end of the interview, she was in a real interview with Citibank, and she finally got hired there. So the value is huge if you know how to address that. If you really know how to listen your team, not to listen you, right? Not to listen you as an owner of things, right? Is to be humble and say, what do you want to deliver to them?
Yeah, understanding like what you don't need, but and giving what other people need, like just addressing something with them.
And at the same time, if you want it to be bigger, if your goal is want to be bigger, that's a good goal as well. But for us, we don't want it to be bigger. We want to be good enough or great enough for them, for those people we have. If we have 50K people and a design shop with the 50K, we cannot provide quality, and we rather go quality than quantity. So this is, again, from the foundations, what you want to build. If you want to have money, start from that too, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Leticia, for sharing your inspiring journey with us today. It's been a blast. And for all our listeners, make sure you check out IterateUX. And as always, if you find value in today's episode, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.
Thank you.